Oh man. Okay, guys. I'm sorry that beginning was recorded. So anybody who's watching this is watching a recording. You missed out on an amazing introduction, but that's on you because you weren't here on time, so you didn't make this a priority for yourself. It doesn't matter. There's people in bowling alleys, people right now who are at parties, at weddings, et cetera, but you're making it happen because this is valuable to you. You are valuable to you and to your people. So I will send out that Spanish call to everybody. But everybody that was on time, thank you so much. I even gave everybody almost 20 minutes to get on this. If you still weren't on it, I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. But everybody else, thank you. I'm 100% grateful. So let's go ahead and get this started. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to get started. Some of you have seen something like this, but what I'm about to show you is very, very, very different, right, for a couple of reasons. So if you can see my screen, let me know. All right, perfect. See, amazing. Okay, so if everybody can see the screen, here's what we're gonna do. All right, I'm gonna give you the numbers behind how you're gonna build your trading account and how you're gonna build your business and your expectations behind it. Because here's the thing, people follow somebody who knows where they're going. People will follow somebody who can paint a vision for them. So if you can paint a number, if you can paint where they're gonna go monetarily with their trading, then how easy is your building going to be? If you can show someone exactly how they're going to be able to grow their accounts when they're plugging in to the right thing, then this is going to make sense to you, right? So honestly, I want to give a little bit of gratitude and just a shout out to Jordan LeSavage, who composed a lot of these things together. We've done some, edits. We've made this kind of into what it is now. So Jordan LeSavage for just organizing a lot of this. He is our brand new, right? It's already happened. P5K in the company, who's just done an amazing job of giving value on the crypto side of things and just building a team internationally. So just mad love to my boy, because anything's possible, guys. Is one of the reasons when the day he got started, early 2018, is the day I realized anything's possible. Because Jordan signed up, anybody's signing up. So Jordan is a legend. So, okay, guys, here's where we're gonna get started. Now, I need feedback from you guys. I'm gonna need feedback. I'm gonna need energy. I'm gonna need you all blowing up this chat. But really, really, really give back to me because I'm about to give to you. So when you're starting a trading account, right, day one, you start learning, you start going about everything, and you realize, okay, what do we have here? We have an academy. You go through portions of the academy. Then what do? You go to the sniper course, right? If you haven't been to the sniper course right now, I'll let everybody in the chat drop the link to that sniper course and you can tap into that. But what is this sniper course? Right, you're literally going to be learning how to take headshots in the market, right? How to enter with precision, with minimal drawdown, maximum reward. That's the point of our entries, to a point where you can lose two or three times in a row, and you can still make money. Why? Because risk to reward ratios are your best friend. That is your best friend right there. Right, so that course right there is a gold mine. This will be the most valuable 20 hours of your trading career. With this will allow you to catapult yourself into another realm of understanding trading, understanding money, understanding the psychology of the majority, understanding the psychology behind the banks. So when you tap into that, if you've never before, then you can go ahead and thank me. But most importantly, thank Jordan Morgan, Zachary Hogan, Rock Kumar, Sandy Crespit, Mike Miles, and Ivy Iffy. We have Matthew Ramirez and tons of other people who've poured into that course, and we'll be pouring into you guys pretty much forever because that's just the way we do things. So thank you all for hopping on those sessions. If you haven't, write that down, jot down that link. That should be your priority for this week. If you've never seen that, that should be your priority. Okay, so let's shift gears here. After you've started trading, you went to the academy, start going through that course, right? You're gonna want to start maybe you've done demo for a bit. So once you're comfortable, once you're like, okay, it's time to open up a real account. Once it's time to do that, can I get an agreement here? I want to make sure that this is realistic for most people on this chat. Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable? That's not the right word. Actually, you shouldn't be comfortable. But are you prepared to invest $200 into a real account? Can you do that? Can you invest $200 into a real account? Some people can say no, right? But a lot of people are like, yeah, this sounds reasonable, right? Maybe you have other income sources. So $200, a real account, awesome. So this is our baseline. This is our foundation. Amazing. If you can't afford to put $200 into your balance, that's totally okay, but you need to get to that point, right? Because as soon as your mentality goes up, as soon as your energy goes up, as soon as your frequencies are higher, you're going to be attracting this kind of money, right? So I'm going to show you how to track everything you want in your life. Write this and how to do it the right way. So we're going to start with $200. Now, anybody who's been on the sniper course, you've understood how, and everyone has different risk management rules. Everybody does. I'm going to give you mine. So I risk 2% only. Never more, never less. 2%. That's it. Every time. Doesn't matter how good I feel. Doesn't matter if my confirmations, if I have 18 confirmations, and if Jordan, if Mike, if everybody in the world's like, this is a limit and we're at this price and this is happening, doesn't matter. Right? That's just my rules for my compounding account. So that's my risk straight, 2% risk. So my baseline for reward is minimum 2.5 times more. So if I'm risking 20 pips, I'm going for 50. If I'm risking 15 pips, right, what am I going for? About 40 or so. That's minimum. So what does that do? If I'm going to risk 2% and I'm going for a minimum of 5, right, that's risking 20 pips to make 50. That's the projection for the week. And I'm going to share this with everybody here so that everyone has something to look at and this can become yours. Now, don't ask me for permission to edit it. Follow the instructions in the beginning and it'll make all the sense in the world, right? So if you slide to the beginning, there's a little thing, tab, it says instructions. Follow these instructions and then you'll have access to make yourself a copy of this. Have it for yourself, edit it however you want without adjusting mine. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and send this to you. Everyone here will now have this link. You follow these procedures, I guarantee you, if you do these things right, you will see a massive shift in your trading and in the results you have and the returns that you see. I'm not saying that this is not hype. I really don't want to hype you. I just want to show you what's true and what's possible because the numbers are there. Once I get access to the chat, then I can do this. All right, here we go. Here's your link, right? Copy that, follow the instructions. I know my email is going to get blown up and it's going to be like, this person's asking for permission. Every person that asks me for permission for this document is not going to get it. All you got to do is follow the instructions. So now we might have baseline, $200 to start, 5% a week. That's a projection. That's your projection. Now, why am I saying projection and not your goal? Because your goals are composed of things that you do, right? Projections and how much you're going to make that week, that's out of your hands as far as exactly what you're going to make. What you put in, that's in your control. What you get back, that's you're going to receive based on what you put in, right? So if you're hopping on the sessions, if you're looking at the charts, if you're asking questions, if you're plugging in, then 5% should be pretty reasonable. Right? I'm lowballing you right now. I'm lowballing what you're going to do. Right? I'm lowballing what you're going to do here. So 5% is all. What's 5%? 20 pip risk, 50% gain. That's what you're going to get in return. Awesome. So this is where we're starting off. $200, 5% return. Awesome. Here's where things get a little different. We have a weekly deposit here. We have a weekly deposit. What does that mean to you? What this means is that every single person here is going to deposit back into the account. Yeah, you're putting money back into your trading account. Why? Why are you doing this? How are you doing this? Here's what I'm giving you, right? When you get started with this business, you're not joining to learn how to do Forex. What? That's coming from an educator, right? You're really not with this business. You're joining a culture, right? You're joining a culture to build a culture. Why do I say that? When you get started, you need to understand that you're coming here to learn how to be better, how to have more, how to give more, right? Forex is a consequence of you doing the right things for enough time, and that's going to pay you the right way. Same thing with building. If you're giving enough value to people on a daily basis, everything's going to grow alongside you. Your team's going to grow. Not because you talk to a billion people as a part of it, but because you're actually providing people. People are going to stay here. They're going to stay because you have a plan. You have somewhere you're going to go. So if you're learning about trading in your first month, right, is it reasonable to go 2 and free in a month, to go P 150 in a month? Is that reasonable to everybody? Does that make sense? If you think that you're capable of doing that with a plan like this, right, with the mentors that you have in your corner, with the group chats that you have in your corner, with all the value that you get on a daily basis, it makes sense for you to be able to do that, correct? Drop a 1 if this is possible. Drop a 1 if this is possible for you. So if you get started, your expectation is, all right, I'm getting started, 225. My second month is 165. So I already know 165 is going to go back into Forex, into this business. All of a sudden you go 2 and free. Awesome. You just open up $165 for yourself. All right. A lot of you are working. So if you're able to pay $200, if you're ever to put into your account, I guarantee you can do that every month minimum, right? Does that seem reasonable to everybody here? Everyone's dropping ones. Amazing. Okay, so here's what you're doing. You are going to deposit $50 into your trading account from the beginning. As soon as you go from demo to real, right? Once you go real, it's because you believe and you know you're capable. Right? You absolutely, with no doubt in your mind, you know, right? I am a fearless, successful, and disciplined Forex trader. This is something that needs to be ingrained into your brain, because if your subconscious doesn't see it as a reality, you won't live it. That's the absolute truth, right? Your subconscious is the most powerful thing that exists, because the root of your subconscious is the energy that you put back into yourself, right? What you accept for yourself, what you're consciously consuming and taking in. So putting $50 back into your trading account, that should not be too difficult. I know some people are in different economical states, but you should be able to do that. If not, work towards doing that, because that's the blueprint here. Right, so I'm gonna send this link out one more time so everyone can have it. Here we go, because I know a lot of people miss it because there's numbers going everywhere. So here's what we're doing. You're putting $50 back into your trading account. Awesome. Is that making sense to everybody? Your return, what you expect to make every week is about 5%. So if you're risking 20 pips, you're literally got to do 50 pips. That's it. A lot of you do more. I know a lot of you do more. I've seen it, right? It's a 2% risk. That's nothing crazy. But look what happens, right? Remember, this is trading and this is building. Because now you have a blueprint. You can show people where they're going to be. You can show people how far they're going to go in a certain amount of time when they're putting and they're investing back into yourself. Because if you're building this business, it makes no sense if you're not putting that money that you're getting back into your business, right? If you're getting paid, if this company's paying you, why wouldn't you risk the money that they're paying you in your trading account, right? This is the only company in the world that not only teaches you how to multiply your money, but that gives you money to multiply. Take advantage of it, okay? So in the beginning, right, we're going to work with $50 a week deposit. Everyone here, you said that was reasonable, correct? So what happens? Let me ask everybody. In 4 months from now, do you think you're capable of hitting a rank of P600, P1000? Is that something that you think you're capable of doing? Everyone should be saying yes, because there's no limits to where you can be and what you can do. You are the only limit, right? So, but on a reasonable level, right? Anyone with no networking experience, no building experience, having 12 to 30 people on your team, that's reasonable in a span of 4 months. Yeah, okay. So I'm getting a lot of good feedback. Yes, hell no. Someone said hell no. They're like, I can't do that. Chairman, someone's saying chairman, right? So people are on different levels of their belief systems. So if you don't think you're capable, adjust your belief systems. And here's the thing. Some of you are like, yo, well, I don't want to build. You're leaving money on the table. And if you don't want to build, what you're telling me right now is you not wanting to build, or you not wanting to really expose people to what's possible. That's ego. That's your ego speaking. Because if someone's telling me, I need results in order to be able to share this with people, what you're saying is that no one's capable of doing this because you're not capable of doing this. Do you think you're better than everybody? I'm honest. Do you think you're better than everybody? Because if by you saying that I won't show this to someone until I have it, that means that you believe that no one else is capable unless you are. Chairman, 4 months. What's running? So here's the thing, guys. Now, 4 months later, let's look at where your trading account is in 4 months, right? Because here's where we're really going to be able to make some moves. So when we just get started, we're at $200. What happens in 120 days? 120 days. That's about 4 months. That's about 17 weeks, all right? 120 days, 17 weeks, give or take, about 4 months. Okay, $1,750. You've now built an account from $200 to $1,750. That's probably more money than you've ever seen in your life, in your bank account, for some of you, right? It was for me. When I started this journey, that was the most money I've ever seen in my bank account at one time, I swear to God. So why? Why was it? Some of you are going to be like, I've never even seen that much money in my bank account. I'm paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. What has happened in this moment? Why have you been able to get there? Right? Some say they're comfortable sitting behind the screen instead of getting uncomfortable talking to people about the code. So here's what's happening. The reason you were able to build up to this account, yes, you're doing 5% a week, which is good, which is growing, right? How much you're making a week has changed dramatically. Now you're not doing $10 a week. Now you're making about 80, making almost 100. Right? But the reason you've been able to accumulate this money, even if you've never seen it before, is because now your perception on your money and your time is different. Because what? You're paying yourself first. If you've never read right? If you've never read any book by Robert Kiyosaki, then you should, and you need to. It's basic financial advice for you, but it will shift your mentality and how you spend your money, how you invest your money, and how you invest your time. So when you start to pay yourself first, what happens? Now you're putting back into yourself. Why? Because you know you have control of your time and your money, and you want to stay in control. If you want to stay in control, you're going to pay yourself and not the banks. Why? Because you know you have the capability to grow your money. So the reason you now have seen, some of you are going to see more than you've ever seen before, is because you're, for the first time in your life, believing in yourself, and you're believing that you can do something bigger than you've done before. And on top of that, you're paying yourself first instead of worrying about all the food you want to spend on, money you want to spend on food, drugs, alcohol, whatever you want to do, right? Whether you're buying all the random, you're buying, things that you can't even afford right now. Can you afford your parents to work for the rest of your life? Can you afford to do the same thing for the next 40 years? Can you afford, right, to live the same life every single day? Can you afford not to see the rest of the world? Can you afford not to live your passions every day? Can you afford not to even realize who you are? Can you afford to not really create your own why and understand what your identity is to grow further, right? Can you afford to do all those things? If you can't afford to do that, then let's grow. So 17 weeks in, 120 days, most people who really see the culture and the vision with this, who have painted their own vision, they should be able to do what? To hit that rank, right? Should be able to hit that rank. So now you're 4 weeks in. Here's where we're gonna do a little bit of a shift. So at this point, I wanted to just make it super clear. We started at $200. Our projection is to do 5% a week. This is nothing crazy. You can definitely go above and beyond, right? Once you hit that 5%, cut your risk in half. That's what I recommend to you. Cut your risk in half. And your only deposit is $50 up until day 120, right? Which is week 17, right here, 1750. Once you do that, want a link for this trading plan? I'll send it to you one more time. Follow the instructions and this will be yours. There you go, guys. Actually, thank you all for helping me out. So here's where we're gonna shift, because now you're P600, now you're P1000. You have an extra $600 a month, $1,000 a month, right? That's life-changing money. You just gave yourself a nice little bonus, $7,200 bonus, $12,000 bonus, give or take. So what are you gonna do? Now is where you invest back into yourself, right? So here's where we're at. We're about 120 days in. So we're at 1750. This is how much money you have in your account now, right? This is how much money you have in your account. Now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna shift and we're gonna make a $100 deposit every week, $100. Right now, some of you might be, yo, that's a little bit heavy, right? That's like paying for a car. Some of you are like, yeah, that's my rent. Some of you are like, I don't even spend that on groceries. But you should be investing back into yourself way more than any of those things anyways. But now you're P600, P1000. You either have $600 or you have $1,000 put back into yourself, right? On top of what you already do to make an income. So you should be fully capable of putting this back into your account. And on top of that, put your money where your mouth is. If you're talking about building this business, then you should be talking about building your trading accounts too, right? And this is only going to get you further. So now you have a $600, $1,000 monthly residual income. And guess what? Your trading is producing you almost $100 a week. You're about 120 days in, which is about 17 weeks in. So we're going to do this now weekly. $100 a week at P600, at P1000. Does that seem reasonable to everybody? Give me a 369 if that seems reasonable to you to do every week when you're at P600, P1000. You're like, yo, but I wanted that money to buy myself some Jordans. That don't matter right now, right? That doesn't matter right now. I'm seeing a lot of 369s. Quick, everyone understands. But you pay yourself first. Pay your building account, your trading account first. Awesome. So guess what? All right. So for anyone that wants to write this down, you're starting off your initial balance, $200, $50 weekly deposit, 5% is your projection every week. You do that for 120 days. At 120 days, which is 17 weeks, that's where we flip it. We double up. Why? Because now you have a P600, P1000 rank. You invest back into yourself. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're going to go another 120 days at this $100 weekly deposit, 5% projection every week, and you're at a 1750 balance. Okay. So what are we going to do? Let's fast forward 120 days, which is roughly another 17 weeks. Where are we sitting? Look at that balance, right? So 240 days later, You have $6,595.07 in that account. Start with 200. Right, you started with $200. Now you've deposited more into it, right? You've racked it up. But what are you doing now? Look at what's happened. Right now, 240 days later, with about 8 months, 34 weeks, you're definitely seeing more money than you've ever seen for a lot of you. Some of you are like, yeah, that's nothing. But depends on where you're at in your life. But look at what you're making a week. They're making $330 roughly a week. It's not bad. That's more than P1K money. So 8 months in, right? 8 months in. Is this reasonable for people to now be at a point in time where you're P1K, P2K, P1K, P2K, P5K, 8 months in, right? A lot of you, I don't want to get real results. Does this make sense? Are you P2K, P5? Freedom over materialistic things. Link just brings me to. Is the link working for everybody? Yeah. Okay. So I think people can do that, right? Why? Because now you have 8 months of trading that's been tracked, of you working with your team, of you investing back into yourself. The more you invest back into yourself, the more you invest back into your trading, the more you're going to believe in your trading. The more you're going to believe that you're capable. Because the reason most people don't make money in the beginning is because they're not willing. Right? They don't see and they don't have that love for the 0.01 like they do for the 0.10, like they will for the standard, like they will for the 10 lots. You have to have that level of gratitude and appreciation for those moments in time. So do we buy or sell? Right. All the questions I'm going to answer at the end. Right? All the questions past this, I'm going to answer at the end. So, but what I need everyone to understand is that's the thing is like, most people don't give themselves the reason, the opportunity to get to there. You don't give yourself the opportunity to get to this level because you can't see yourself there. Why? Because you haven't built it for yourself. You haven't envisioned it for yourself. How are you going to get to having a 5-figure trading account if you've never even showed yourself how you're going to do it? If you haven't seen yourself sitting there, if you haven't felt that, or you haven't felt being in that position in time. So now you have it. At this point in time, right, you're at 34 weeks in, 240 days. You should be sitting around anywhere from P2K, P5K, especially because why? The reason people can build so fast and the reason they can create a culture so abundantly is because of their belief back into the trading, back into their mentors, and then in themselves. What you're doing with this is pouring into all 3 of those things consistently every single day. And you're proving it to yourself by investing back into yourself every single week, right? So now you're at 240 days, almost $6,595, right? So here's again. Now we're going to shift it again. Why? Because when you're sitting at P2K, maybe you're sitting at P5K, what's really happening here? You're getting an extra $2,000, let's go minimum, extra $2,000 a month. Even if you're at P1K, actually $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 a month. What's happening? We're going to shift it again, right? So here's what we're going to do. This is the last stretch. This is how we're going to end the year off. So 6,595. And so since you're making $2,000 a month, $5,000 a month, what you're going to do? You're going to invest back into yourself. I'm up in it again. Last time. This is our last sprint, right? Our last sprint here. The next 125 days, you're going to go hard into your trading account. You're going to go even harder into yourself, right? You're going to have to believe it. Why? This seems reasonable. Investing $200 when you have a $2,000, $5,000 to $10,000 monthly residual income. Does that seem like something you can do for yourself? You've never seen that money before. What if we want to become full-time traders? Would this work? Here's the thing, right? If you want to become a full-time trader, what does that even mean? That means that every single thing you do is dependent on your trading, on your return every single week, right? So you have to think about this at a certain level. And I'm going to get to just you being a full-time trader at the end because it's definitely doable. But I think there's such a bigger supplement when you're building. Because now what are you doing? You're teaching more at the same time, but you have something that lowers the stress on your trading because you know, okay, I don't have to have my eyes on the market 24/7 because you have money coming in, right? It reduces the stress levels. It reduces all of that pressure into performing week to week. And by reducing that subconscious pressure, you're able to just respond to the market accordingly, knowing right? Knowing that there's no pressure. That's how you build up your trading account, because there's that 5% at 1,000, that's only $50. But 5% of 10,000, now you're making 500, and that's a lot better. 5% of 20,000, now you're making 1,000 a week, which is much better, right? So maybe you don't have to build, but I definitely 100% encourage that you need to have other income sources. It's so helpful to you. It will make your trading feel more abundant and easier and more transparent, because you're not just forcing it. Right? You're really, really not forcing it. So here's what I want everyone to understand. Now we're investing $200 back into our account. Why? We have more residual income. Remember, this is for people that are building and are trading, or like are really, really building and are really, 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 really trading, right? Because you can do both. Why would you do something else? If you're like, I want to become a full-time trader, awesome. Why wouldn't you create an income source that revolves around your trading? To me, it makes the most sense, right? And you don't even have to do most of the work. You just have to introduce people to it and then pour back into your people, make sure they're okay, right? You are with a facilitator of resources. You can also be a resource yourself. So what happens? This is the final push, right? 240 days in to get to 365. Remember, the whole point of this is 365, no 9 to 5. All right, so here's what we're doing. $200 a week. Even with $200 that you're pouring into this a week, if you're P2K, you still have another $1,200 every month. If you're P5K, you still have $3,800 every month. That's a good amount of money. You can do whatever you want with this. And you can do more with this if you want, or you can be more aggressive. And the thing is, this is on a 5% average return. Some of you are going to do more than this. Some of you are going to do less. But because of the way we trade, you're only risking 2%. There's weeks that you might lose 2%. You might lose 4%. Then there's weeks where you pop 10%, 15%. If you're trading gold, you risk 2%. Okay, cool. You'll go ahead and you'll go and pop 20. Especially if you're trading gold, if you're trading indices, you're trading crypto, like high reward there because of the volatility. Just know how to trade your setups. Like, again, if you weren't on this call earlier, you need to go through the course. Can someone please send that course to everybody here again? Because I need everyone to get properly educated and plug into at least our way of trading, right? I'm only showing you what we've done and what we've duplicated. Whether you agree with it or not, that's on you. And the reason it's worked for us isn't because it's our system, it's our strategy. It's just what the banks are doing. So here's our final push. Here's what I want to see. Here's what I want to see some emojis. Here's what I want to get everyone to get crazy here. Okay, what happens? We got another 17 weeks in. We're going to do a little 18, 17 weeks in, right? That's now 365 days. We've now completed 52 weeks of trading, right? 52 weeks of trading and building. This is a year. This is 365 days of you busting your ass, sacrificing, pouring back into yourself and getting it done. Doing what you've envisioned this whole time, and now you've seen it. First, now you know the number, and then now you got to do what you got to do to get there. So you're over 20K in that trading account. I'm just going to go with 20K. Right, 20K in your trading account. Look at the number on the right. Right, this number on the right, these blue numbers, that's your projected weekly income. So a year in, now you're doing $1,000 a week. $1,000 a week. Right, does that make sense to you? Does that make sense? Is that something that you would like to see in 365 days? $1,000 a week trading, right? That's a $50,000 income a year. And this is only going to continue to grow. If this was your only source of income, right, you can stay at a clean $20-something thousand and be able to do your 5%. And this is just if you do 5%, and you're clearing 4 figures a week. And that's twice as much as the average millennial with a degree in the United States. Let me repeat that. That's twice as much as the average millennial in the United States with a degree. And that's just trading. Right? When you've done some savagery like this, because you have the plan, you know what you have to do every single week, and you've been able to paint the vision, why do people come to your business? Because they're attracted to the energy that you're providing for people, right? They're attracted to the actual environment that you created. If you've created an environment of abundance with the majority of people all over the world, and you can show them where to go, then guess what? It's happy. Happy with it, not content though. It's not too bad. I'm not saying y'all are done. I'm just saying this is the guide to no 9 to 5. That's what I'm saying. 365, that's the guide to no 9 to 5. So, but you're only thinking about one source of income. Let's look at the other side. Because in a year, you've gone every 4 months, you've gone up a rank or two. Every 4 months. right? At this point, in a year down the road, with what you've just accomplished, with energy you've poured into people, with the plan that you've done, with the level of mentorship that you have, P5K chairman should be locked in easy. Even if you don't, let's say you're just chilling on the building, you hit P2K in a year, right? P2K in a year. That's another 25 grand in your pocket. So you're making 75 grand a month, not even 50 on the low ball. P5K, right now you're clearing 6 figures collectively. 6 figures at P5K collectively. Chairman, you're approaching $200,000. You know what I'm saying? 1 year sacrifice, right? Can we get that sheet? Can someone drop the link to this sheet, please? This is what I need you to understand. You've just created, right? You've just created multiple 5-figure trading account that will give you 4 figures of withdrawals a week if you wanted to withdraw every week, but now you don't have to. Why? Because you have another income source. You're platinum 2K, 5K, chairman 10. More. It's whatever you believe, right? I can't tell you what to believe and how far and how fast and how hard you can do things. I can't do that for you. You can. Yeah. That's it. You can. So with these projections, you're sitting on a cool 20K in your account, which gives you the opportunity to withdraw over $1,000 a week. Plus you have residual income, which could be $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000 a month. Does that make sense to you? Is that click? Does this seem like, can you do this? I need to see, right? I need to see some fire emojis, some 1s, some 9s, whatever. If this is something that you can do. Okay, this is doable. This is very doable, right? So now, here's what I need you to do. All of this is hype. Everyone's getting lit right now. I'm getting the 1s, the fires, the emojis, the pews all over the walls, right? But here's one of the things that's most important. You need to have an accountability partner. You need to have a person that's going to match you, your energy, your frequency, your vibrations every day, every week. At the end of the week, you can have that person where you send a screenshot of what you've put back into your account and tag me too. Right? You don't have to put it, or actually, you can just cross it off. Right? Cross it off. I never want to see a dollar sign on any Instagrams, but I want to see you being accountable. Right? I want this movement to happen. 365, no 9 to 5. Right? This is the guide. This is the blueprint. You know who that person is who will keep you in line. You know that person is who will keep you in line. Right? That's it. You already know. Like, have that person with you. If you can't do it together, then you're not gonna get it done. Remind your team. If you have a team, go, yo, who's doing their deposit? A lot of people, here's the thing, right? Everyone wants to withdraw. Everybody wants to withdraw. And you should be withdrawing. But in this first year, I want you to invest back into yourself more than you ever have in your whole life, right? Whether it's personal development, whether it's plugging into the course, whether it's literally putting the money on the line, right? Are you willing to do the right thing, right? Some of you may not have accountability partners. Some of you might not ever have a team. Find someone that will do it with you, right? Veronica's like, who wants to be my person to match my energy? Put yourself out there. Find the right people. They're going to come to you at the same time. They really are. So we have the blueprint that's been sent out to you. This is something that's been done, right? It's been done in all sorts of countries, different economies, different ways of doing it. In Latin America, it's pretty much half of what we just did. Everything would cut in half. So I'm going to go back real quick and walk you through everything we just did, right? Super quick. So this is ingrained into your mind, right? Where did we start? $200. $200 week 1. We're depositing a week, $50, and we're going for that 5%, right? 5%. You don't have to go crazy. I'm showing you this because this is what happens with just efficient trading. These aren't even you having to risk, half of your account to do it. I'm guiding you towards having your time freedom this way, right? So $200, 5% a week, and that 5% is consistent. You're going to do more, you're going to do less. But that's a pretty simple number to hit, considering the way we trade. Remember, your trading, your entries are generally going to be pushed by the news or any sort of impactful movement, money coming in. So if the news is going to hit, there's a good chance it's going to clear over 50, 60, 70 pips every time. When that's happening the right way, then you should be clearing these numbers pretty simple. Institutional trading will change your life. Risk to reward ratios will change your life. So here's what I'm going to recommend to you. Now that we have our $50 deposit, remember, we're doing this for 120 days. 120 days. And we're going to up it. 120 days later, you're at 1750. At this point in time, right, 120 days later, you're seeing around P600, P1K, right around there, maybe more. Now here, what we're doing is $100 weekly deposit. Right, so 1750, $100 weekly deposit, 5% returns. Awesome. You're gonna do another 120 days like this. 120 days later, now you're sitting at how much? 65, 95. This is 240 days in, right? You're 240 days into this trading year, and then you're putting $200 back into your trading account. At this point, right, what are you? P2, P5, maybe P1. That's it, right? You have that extra funding, that extra padding, put it back into your trading account. This is your priority. Y'all saying I want to be a full-time trader, put it back, right? Put it back in there. And what happens? Now here's 240 days in. One more, right? Here's where we're gonna up it one more time. Or we already just upped it one more time. So what happens? Then here's where we get to the finale, right? Here is our, here's 365 days later. 365 days later, over 20K in a trading account, 4-figure weekly, making 4 figures in a week. And at this point in time, you're either sitting at P2, P5, chairman. These are the expectations. These are my projections for all of you. Now, I challenge all of you to surpass them. There's several traders right now on the team who have been trading for much less and are way further than this. I don't want to name drop because I'm not entitled to do that, but there's several people here just on my team, all the trade house, QC trade house, prime, everybody, like people are further along this. Right, but I'm giving you what's real, what's possible. Now that I've said all of these things, I'm gonna answer some questions because I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you really see happening, because this makes sense. So the red number is how much you deposit. No, bro. I mean, I just put it down here. This red number right here, that's how much you're pretty much risking at that point in time. That's what a 2% risk looks like in dollar amount. Your weekly deposit right here. This is, maybe I didn't highlight this enough. I don't like that color. Let me, no, I don't like that one either. How often would you recommend withdrawing? You're making more than your side. It's all dependent on your lifestyle. How often? Hold on, let me scroll. What's a good amount of money to have in your account to quit your job with? It depends on like you said, it depends on your lifestyle, and that's something. Okay, remember, I guess I have to say this. I'm not a financial advisor. Blah 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 blah. I can't tell you what to do. So, it depends on your lifestyle, right? I think that you need to have a good cushion. Let's say all of a sudden, this is including with you managing your risk properly, consistently. You know that ego and over leveraging is just something in the past, right? So when you have a trading account, if you want to just be a full-time trader, I recommend, right, you're making more trading, much more than you're doing already with your normal career. For me, I'll tell you what I did, right? I got about 7-8 months in, and then I was making just as much as I was making at work. However, I wanted to deposit more time into my life, right? I wanted to put more time into myself, and so I quit my job, right? So for me, if I were to withdraw every week, I was going to clear over like 60K. Right? If I were to withdraw every week with my base account, I was sitting right around here. Right? I made a withdrawal, and after that withdrawal, I cleared a majority of my debts, and then I was sitting here, sitting right around here. And that's when I quit my job. Because then I was like, okay, you know what? I've cleared all of my debts. I only have to pay my normal stuff. Car, right? Rent, bills, food. But bills were like, internet. So like at that point, things got good. Why? Remember, you're a Forex trader. You can live wherever you want. So you can go find yourself, go find things that you've never explored before. Go to Thailand where you have to pay like $400 to live here, right? Like now you've opened up opportunities for yourself because you put yourself in the position to do so. Put yourself in the position to create your reality every single day. Put yourself in the position to feel happiness and fulfillment every single day. That's why you're doing this, right? Someone asked me, how much are you going to withdraw? When do you withdraw? You quit your job after I withdrew, and that's how much I had on my balance. I just joined. What is your strategy? Go to the trade house. Someone drop the course, please. This is everything you're doing here from day one is with a job. Right? Trading shouldn't be as time consuming as you may think it is. Not at all. Especially with the way like we're trading, like the price is going to come back to a certain area, a certain zone, because it needs to buy or sell. Right? Banks need to buy or sell all the time. So we need to open or close positions. So this shouldn't be time consuming as far as trading goes. It really, you have a certain amount of time. You should know when you're trading. But the reality is that a lot of these entries are going to happen while you're sleeping. A lot of these entries, you're not even going to be monitoring, or at least not when you're entering. Obviously, there's trade management, go through the course. But this is the truth, guys. Here's the thing, and everyone's different. Like if you're out in, I don't know, a different country, then it works. Can this trading plan still work with a less weekly deposit? Yeah, customize this yourself, guys. After you hit this mark, you don't have to deposit anymore. I think once you hit this yearly mark, you're done depositing and you build your account the way you want, right? That's up to you. It's up to how fast you want to progress. If you're having 5K, if you're having, 10K coming in every week because you're of other income sources, then I recommend, sure, get yourself up to a 6-figure trading account as fast as you can while balancing your life, right? How long did it take you to grow account to 25K? It took me 7 months. It took me 7 months to do that. But remember, here's the thing, guys. I'm going to tell you about sacrifice. Right, here's what I did. Yo, you want to know what I did? Here's what I did. When I got started, and you can ask Jordan who was there. When I started doing this, I would work and I would trade. That's it. I would work and trade. That's it. I had one person get started with me 4 months in April. And what would we do? We would rotate, right? We would rotate to one person always had eyes in the market. That's how obsessed, and honestly, it was not necessary whatsoever. But the biggest thing was this. Sometimes I'd work 12 hours, 14 hours, so that I would get 2 free meals at work and then have to spend less money on food and put more money into my account. There was times where I didn't have enough money in my bank account because I put too much into my trading account. That's how all in I was, right? That's how all in I was. I'm telling you, that's how far I went. Right? You don't have to be that crazy, but you can be crazier. I'm just letting you know, this is what I did. That's why I went crazy. It's why it happened quicker for me. I wasn't worried about, am I going to lose this money? No, because I knew how I was going to manage it, right? That's what John, John did the same thing. Every money he made, he just put it back into his account. And the thing is, the only reason it was able to happen successfully was because I got over my ego. I was able to balance my ego. I was able to understand this. Right now, where I am is where I'm supposed to be, as long as I'm thinking and I know that there's more coming. And that's why everything kept happening. Everything kept growing. Why did I become an educator on this platform? Because I was just giving value. I was doing trainings for people I didn't even know. I was doing trainings for people on Tim's team. People who had nothing to do with me, but I was doing it and just giving it. I had expected nothing in return. The only thing I knew is that, cool, people are going to learn. I'm going to get better. And what happened? All of a sudden, I started teaching for the company and finished. Right? 2 months later, I start swipe trades trial. What happens? 9 months later, I start trading for swipe trades. What's happening? A year after that, we're about to smash chairman this weekend. So that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, you can do both. Right? You can do both. Think about it. Right? I'm a trader, educator, hitting chairman. Like, it's not like there's the good or the bad. There's no difference. Right? That's an illusion. Good and bad is an illusion. Right? It's all perception. So it's however you make people perceive what you're doing. Right? What broker did I started off? The broker that I started off with, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about that broker no more. I want to say, actually, I started with a good broker. Tim put me on Awanda, and then it was low because, everyone's looking for a million leverage. So I left Awanda, and then I did like LMFX, LQDFX, I did everything, right? If you're looking for a regulated broker in the United States of America, then there is a broker called Awanda that you can use because they're a regulated broker in the United States. I'm not saying you need to use them or not. That is a regulated broker in the US. If you're looking to trade cryptos, indices, whatever you want, then you have Hugo's Way, you have KOT4X. This is one that I do. I have seen people use. Well, withdrawals are exceptional here. If you withdraw usually before 10 a.m. with this broker, you should see it the same day. It's pretty impressive. But what can you afford is all depending on you. How much you're recommended to put in your trading. If I make $500 a week, all right, this is what you need to do. You're serious about this? You're really serious about this? Awesome. Start building another income source for yourself. Secondly, you need to understand what is going out, what's your budget look like, and then you'll figure out how much I can put back into yourself. But before you make your budget, put how much you're going to put in your trading account first, and then see, is it going to work? Again, accountability partners help so much, guys. So much. Should I start with 1K or 200? Again, I can't tell you what to do, but where's your level of trading at right now? Because if you start low, you're gonna feel more comfortable trading properly, trading with proper risk management. Remember, that's why we have this. Why have we constructed this right here? Why have we made a plan like this at 200? And then you see yourself evolve over time. Why did we just do this? So that you can realize that you have to do the same things every week to get to where you want to go. That's it, right? That's all you have to do. You can start with 200, work your way up, pay yourself forward. If you already have 1,000 that you can put in an account, that's fantastic. But if you have little experience, start low, and then what happens, okay? As weeks go by, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna put another 200 in instead of 50 because I feel good about it. I'm doing the right things. I program myself to think the right way, and I've been taught how to do things the right way. I'm not rushing my process. Right? That's the one thing everyone here needs to understand. All these numbers are projections. These are all projections. What you really need to focus on is what are you doing every single week to get there? How many hours of Go Live are you watching? How many charts are you analyzing? How much backtesting are you doing? How much are you speaking to your mentors about what's happening with your trading? Right? If you don't ask, you won't receive. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. Y'all should have heard that by now a million times before, but that's the truth. That's the absolute facts and truth. Make every week your best week. Absolutely, 1,000%. So everybody here, I'm going to leave the floor open for like another couple minutes for questions on how to do this the right way or anything else. What is your typical return percentage if you're currently institutional trading? There's no typical. There's no typical because these returns are atypical. But it's the truth, guys. You know, once you start doing this the right way, once it starts clicking for you, right? Don't be surprised when you have your 20% week, when you have your 30% week. Right now, don't go crazy after that though. You need to stay humble. Maintain that level of humility. If you have an amazing week, expect the next week to test you. Trade the exact same 2% risk to that initial balance and just keep working at that, right? Trade your setups. Don't rush it. Trade the setups, trade the setups, trade the setups. Maybe you only see 3 setups that week. That's probably all you need. That's legit. Probably all you need. Amen. I'm appreciative for all of you. Dylan, I mean, thank you for taking 2.5 pages of notes, man. Everyone, if this is working for you, go ahead, share these. Share this with everybody. I'll have this recorded for all of you to be able to see how this happens again and again and again and again and again and again. This will be a part of your launch process now. Any new trader that gets started, here's your blueprint, man. You want to create your job in a year? Here's how you do it. Because guess what? I'm doing it with you. I'm in week 8. And here's the best part. On the right, this is what you're actually doing. You need to track your progress. Remember, if you don't track something, how do you know how it's growing? How do you know what you're doing right? How do you do what you're not doing right? I only went over one section of this Made Simple plan. Right? Here's your trading journal where you're writing down what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. This is entirely, go crazy on this. Right? But on the right side, here's where you track, how are you actually growing? Are you having good weeks? Are you having maybe poor weeks? You know, are there some days you trade better than others? Everything here is for you to take advantage of. Right? This is yours. Edit this, do it your way. Maybe you can't deposit 50 a week. Maybe you can deposit more, right? Maybe you can deposit more from the start. So do that. But this will only work if your risk stays the same. If it doesn't, it's not happening. It's not happening, guys. So thank you so much for your time. I'm incredibly grateful for all of you for spending, what day is it today? Is it Saturday? I don't even know what day it is. But thank you so much for spending this time with me. I know it's been about an hour or so. All of you, trust me, follow this process. Focus on just the process. Focus on helping yourself. You can go ahead and use my FX book. That's a really good way for you to track your progress. 365, no 9 to 5. That's what we do here, right? That's all we do here. Remember that phrase. You're risking 5% per trade, targeting 5%, or is this 2% risk? 5%. So you're risking 2% on a setup, and you're targeting, your projection is 5% a week. You can do more. You can do more, right? But I'm saying this is the basis. Right? This is where you just want to, this is all you need to do to get there, right? Your reward, like your trades are going to be risk 2%. You're probably making 8. And there's some setups where you're like, all right, here's a 20 pip risk, but I can go ahead and make 80 pips. That's going to be 8% reward. But I'm just showing you what minimum needs to happen for you to get to these numbers, for you to get to your freedom, right? For you to get to that freedom date, for that freedom money. What was the time frame to change the balance? Every 120 days, you got to flip it up. Every 120 days, double your deposit. Every 120 days, double your deposit. Why? Because your residual income should be doubling as well. You got trade house on my chest. Let's go. On my forehead. What lot says is 5%. Okay, amazing. Thank you for bringing that up. I want to make it so simple for everyone to calculate their risk. For those of you that are still on, you guys are getting everything. Right? You guys are getting everything here that you need. Here is your risk calculator. Here's how you know. And this is for every single pair. Account size. You're starting out with $200. Awesome. 20%, 2% risk. Fantastic. Stop loss. Let's go with 25 pips. And we're trading. What are we trading here? Let's go with GJ. Awesome. Here's your setup. So with $200, you're using 0.017. You can run up to 0.02, and that's what you're going to be your risk is. Let's say your account is 1450, 50, whatever. So again, this tells you here's your lot size. Because every pair pays you different, guys. Pays you way different. So go ahead and use that. Leverage this. Leverage this calculator. It will change the way you look at all your charts, all your setups. Everything here is all you need. All you need, right? So that's how you check your risk. Euro USD, Euro NZD, GJ, Euro CHF, AUD NZD, all these are going to pay you way different. So go ahead and check that out. Use that to your advantage. Remember, guys, this only works if you work. Find your accountability partners. Find the group, people, the family. They're going to get you here, right? Find the people that you're going to get there. That's the people you want to work with, right? A wise man once told me, right? I don't want to do this with anybody. I want to do this with people that believe in what I believe in, right? That's it. Simon Sinek. Do something with people that believe in what you believe in, and everything's going to be aligned. Everything's going to make so much sense. And it's not going to be difficult. It's going to be something that is going to be attracted to you. There is no fail-proof plan. Manage your money and your fun. Facts. Just manage this, right? Do it right. Do it right. So guys, thank you for your time. I appreciate every single one of you. I'm incredibly grateful for you. There's what you're about to do right now. You're about to embark on an incredible journey. But make sure you're staying self-conscious, self-aware about. You're staying self-aware, right? And that you know this has already happened. Time just has to catch up. So remember, guys, this is the route. This is the guide. 365 and 995. Appreciate you guys. See y'all soon. Have a great, amazing rest of your night.